Welcome to Vias of Void, the small lamp that changed everything. In a quiet village surrounded by green fields and dusty roads, there lived a young boy named Arav. Arav was not rich. His house was small. His clothes were simple, but his heart was kind. Every evening, just before darkness fell, Arav would take a small clay lamp, fill it with oil, light it, and place it outside his home. It became his daily habit. One evening, a well-dressed man walking through the village stopped and looked at Arav. He smiled in a mocking way and said, "Boy, why do you light such a tiny lamp? Do you think this little flame can light the whole street?" Arav looked at the lamp, then at the man, and replied softly, "No, sir, it cannot light the whole street, but it can light my doorstep." The man laughed and walked away. Arav didn't feel angry. He simply went back inside. Days passed. Life in the village went on as usual. People were busy with their work. Farmers went to fields. Children played in the dust. Elders sat outside their homes sharing stories. And every evening, Arav continued lighting his small lamp. Then, one night, a strong storm arrived. Dark clouds covered the sky. Heavy rain poured down. The wind howled loudly. Suddenly, the electricity in the entire village went off. Everything became dark. People stayed inside their homes. They were afraid to step outside. The roads were invisible. The trees moved wildly in the wind. But Arav still came out with his lamp. He shielded the flame with his hands and placed it in its usual spot. That tiny light stood brave against the darkness. Not long after, Arav heard a soft crying sound. He followed the voice and saw a small child standing alone near the road. The child had lost his way in the storm. Arav gently held the child's hand and guided him using the light of the lamp. Soon, they found the child's worried parents. Tears turned into smiles. Later that night, an old woman tried to walk to her neighbor's house for help. She couldn't see the steps clearly. Arav's lamp showed her the path. She reached safely. Then a tired traveler, soaked in rain, noticed the small light from far away. He followed it and found shelter near Arav's home. That tiny lamp helped many people that night. By morning, the storm had passed. The power returned. Sunlight filled the village again. People started talking about what happened. They realized that when everything was dark, it wasn't big lights or fancy houses that helped them. It was one small lamp. They went to Arav and thanked him. The same man who laughed earlier also came. With a gentle voice, he said, "I was wrong. Your small lamp did something big." Arav smiled and replied, "I only used what I had." Moral of the story: you don't have to wait to become great. You don't need perfect tools. You don't need approval from others. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Even small actions matter. A kind word, a helping hand, a little effort. Your small light might become someone else's hope. Never underestimate your value, because big change always begins with small steps. Like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the bell icon for upcoming stories. Thank you.